Okay, so today's recording is going to be about how to get out of a trade. Basically knowing when do I get out of a trade, um, when is a good time to say, you know what, forget it, it's time, a reversal's coming in, I'm going to get out of my trade. Okay, so nevertheless, here we go. There's a few fundamental uh, principles to look at when deciding whether to get out of a trade, and basically um, one of them would be uh, new arrows on the long-term charts, okay, over here, appearing and disappearing. Okay, so an example would be because our bias is down, because we have two saying go down, right, on the GU, on the 1 hour, 4 hour, and daily, and one saying go up. Okay, so this extreme moment, okay, two is saying go down, one saying go up. So what you're going to do is you're looking for new 5s and 15s to be pointing down. Okay, but it's in this extreme case, your DX is switched, your momentum is switched to green, you have a 5 in play, you have a 15 in play, and arrows are going to start moving on the long-term charts, right? Right here, you have now a 1 hour arrow, okay? Everything makes sense to take this up, okay? You have your blues with the super arrows, you have a yellow, you have a white pink on the blue charts, okay? So this is really telling you, I think it's time to go the other way, okay? So basically, if you had taken this down for a long, okay, over here, perfect trade to the downside, you had your long terms in play, perfect trade to the downside, but then this appeared, okay, then it's time to say, you know what, I'm happy, I'll take my money, and I'll now start taking that back up, okay, because now you have a 4-1 score, see, 1 up, 2 up, 3 up, 4 on, 4 1 up, okay, with momentum and DX, okay, so this is when they're gonna say, you know what, I'll get out of a long down trade and get back in for an up. Alright, so that's one example of when to get out of a trade and take it back up. Okay, another example, let's have a look here, would be DX and momentum switching. Okay, so here, let me just go back. Come on. Okay, so it's super good. The UJ, okay, this blue charts, 5 minute, 15 minute, 1 hour, 4 hour, and daily. All three are saying go up. Okay? Now that's very strong in itself. Okay? This is saying go up, this is saying go up. Okay? But what happens is these two switch. Let me just go over here. Okay, so that happened pretty fast. Okay, let me just back up here. So, this is perfect time to trade this up. Okay, the one more thing you should note is when you're getting close to resistance, flatline resistance, I would only consider taking this up if you get momentum flashing again. Okay, because you're gonna have to break this, or even sometimes I'll wait for this to break. I'll wait for this candle just to go boop. Okay, and I'll wait for it to go boop and just break above, and then I'll take it again with momentum. Okay, but in this extreme case, that's not the case. Okay, it goes down. You have your arrow up here. Okay, momentum is now switching, and your DX is going to start switching. Okay, and then not only that, but you have now a 1 hour in play. Okay, so this is now a 3-2 score to the downside. And you know what, keep in mind you can always take trades back up later. Okay, you don't always have to hold it in forever and then, you know, boom, it goes down, right? So you can get back up in a trade later, right? So just keep that in mind. So that would get me out of a up trade. Something else, let's note. So basically, appearing and disappearing arrows on the 1 hour, and momentum and DX, and also when this turns super pink. So let's go back. That was a red, right? And now it's turned into a super pink. This is also even a tip that is going to keep going up. Okay, it's like a additional momentum. It's more powerful. It's going to keep going up. So let's look what happens. Boom. Okay, all the way up, as you can see. Okay, just from that turning super. And Jazz Fan talks about this all the time, guys. Okay, he's always got his eye out for if this turns super, if this goes from a super to a red, then he's gonna look for downs. Okay, he's always got his eye on the long-term charts, and the reason being is it's actually very smart, and that is he finds his bias, and the arrows that go against the bias on the 5 and 15, you can pretty much ignore. Okay, unless they're, you know, blues or yellows, then don't ignore them. But you know, unless it's an extremely strong uptrend like here. Okay, but and even in this case, I know we have a blue with a super arrow, but you have your 5 minute in play. Your DX is still green. Okay, you have to put all these, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4 different things into consideration, right? Super strong long-term uptrend. Okay, I understand this is here. We understand that, but now also understand that this is here. Okay, you have your green momentum. You'll be taking this up. Okay, and it did go up. Okay, so I'll show you another example over here. Okay, so let's go full screen view, full screen, super. Okay, so let's go over here. Let's say, you know, you like the EU down. Okay, it's a 3-0 score down. You have your 5 and your 15 in play. It's perfect. Momentum and DX. Okay, so what's gonna get you out of this down trade? Because you entered over here. Okay, so you're in. What's gonna get you out? Well, here you have now your momentum switched. The DX hasn't switched, but momentum is switched. Okay, let's keep going. Here, DX is switched. This is now a super arrow. All we need is for this to go away and for 15 to show up, momentum to flash. Okay, and you can get out and in for an up. Okay, so let me go back here. Okay, boom, 15 is in, momentum's flash, this has gone away, DX is still red, boom, you're out, you're in for an up, and okay, up it goes. Okay, to resistance. Now, and of course I'd take this back down when momentum and DX is switched. Okay, another kind of tip I guess I could say is really stick to your DX. Okay, the DX is red. These pairs are more likely to go up with momentum and green. Okay, so green's over here. Okay, when DX is red and momentum is red here, these two pairs are going to most likely go down. Okay, so if you're ever confused with, you know, should I stay in and should I get out, stick to your long-term bias and stick to momentum, and dx. Okay, and anticipate. Anticipate, anticipate, anticipate. Okay, your dx is red, momentum is green, but your scores in the long term are down. 1 down, 2 down. Okay, and we understand that. But we're not going to take this down until momentum is red, dx is green. Okay, we already have enough arrows down. One arrow down here. Okay, that's a 3, 2, 1 score down to the down. But you have to anticipate. If this goes away, and I even talk about it in the recording, if this goes away, then we now have an arrow up here with the 4 hour. Okay, so I'm asking myself, what's going to get me in an up and trade, and what's going to get me in a down trade at this extreme moment on the GU? And I'm much more biased to the upside. Okay, it may not be clear right now, but it's definitely more biased to the upside. Okay, so why? DX. Jazz Fan talks about this all the time. Okay, there's a reason why he's doing extremely well, and that's because he's talking about DX with the long terms, and he's anticipating, right? So he goes, oh, you know, maybe this is because this arrow is on a live candle, right? So, oh, you know, maybe this could disappear. Okay, but if this turns red, this turns green, we'll take it down. If it doesn't, we're going to keep taking it up. Okay, okay. We even actually at the end of the video we commented on how good this was an uptrend. Okay, and actually, in fact, he called it. See if I can find it in the chat row somewhere. He was calling it up. Actually, before he was saying today is a very much DX day. Let's see if I can find it now. Anyways, he was talking about how today was very much a DX day. So stick to the DX, and nevertheless, boom. Okay, all the way up it went. Okay, boom. Okay, again, up, up, up. Okay, and look at this. That daily disappeared. The daily disappeared. Momentum's green still. DX is still green. Sorry, red. You have super strong uptrend. Okay, 5 and 15 are in play. Just phenomenal. Okay. So, when do you get out of a trade? Well, let's go back to that down. Let's say you wanted to let's say you wanted to take this down. Okay, let's find the momentum is red. Yeah, okay, momentum's red. DX is green. 1 down, 2 down, 3 down. Okay. So here you're playing the anticipating game. Okay, so let's say you know, what's gonna get me in a out of this trade? Well, it's pretty simple. Okay, DX and momentum, right? Did you see that happen? I'll go back. DX and momentum. Okay, you can anticipate for this to go away. Okay, and boom, green, green, red, red. Okay, so these switch, and you out of your trade in for an up. All right, it's at a good price over here, at a good price over here. You can anticipate a new up arrow here. The 4 hours still in play. You can anticipate this to go away. Your trend is a little messy, but still more biased to the upside, right? So maybe you may be lost like 0. Maybe 1 or 2 pips, okay, but that's fine because now you're in for an up. Okay, go up and boom. Okay, all the way up it goes. Okay, I guess a tip for this would be stick to the 4 hour. Okay, or even just your long terms in general. Because when you have your 4 hour and you stick to your buys on the 4 hour, I'll go back. Hey, watch this, guys. This has to go up. This has to go up. Okay. This is saying go down because it needs more help, right? And this is saying go down. Okay, so let's look what happens. Okay, so up and up, down and down. Look at exactly, that's exactly what's happening. See, these are going up, these are going down. Your 4 hours just are phenomenal. Okay, so all those down opportunities you could have taken, just phenomenal. All the up arrows you could have taken, just phenomenal. Okay, just based on the 4 hour alone. Just on the 4 hour alone. Okay, so that's another tip I just wanted to throw out there. Yeah, just try to stick with the 4 hour trend signal. Okay, and if you have any further questions on when to get out of a trade, please ask me or anybody else in the chat room, and we'd be more than happy to help you out. And yeah, I mean, we'd take some trades together. We will get out of trades together. Okay, so you know, whenever a new 5 and 15 show up, maybe it's time to reverse with momentum and DX. Okay, maybe not. This all depends on these two as well. Okay, you can never forget momentum and DX. Okay, and there. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed this video. It's a little short, I know. Say a big thank you to Amo, one of the members in the room. Extremely dedicated, extremely consistent. He was the one who was asking very nicely for me to make a video about this. So just say a big thank you to Amo in the chat room. Just click, okay. You know, thank you, Amo. You're an awesome guy, you know. So yeah, just say a big thank you to Amo. This is Amo's Amo inspired. Okay, so yeah. Anyways, thank you for your time. I hope it's been worth your time. And if you need another video about this, you let me know, and I'll do my best.